Hello world, this is Brian from Boney Washboards, and you can see my products at boneyfingerswashboards.com. Today I want to talk a little bit about using brushes, the different kinds of brushes, maybe some different techniques, and why brushes are so important on the washboard. So the two types of brushes that I use are metal brushes and nylon brushes here. And basically when you play with brushes, it's going to be a lot subtler and it's going to be a lot quieter. My own personal washboard has a pickup installed, so I can plug it straight into the PA. So when I'm playing with gloves, it's going to be a lot louder than when I play with the nylon brushes. Nylon brushes are going to be even louder than the metal brushes. So let's get into a couple of the techniques, right? So one of the things I'll do is I'll play a typical pattern that you would play on a fish. I'm going to play that with the metal brushes so you can hear the difference. Now, another thing that I do is I may change the direction because my washboards have ridges that go across. Sometimes I'll go vertical, sometimes I'll go horizontal, and sometimes I'll go diagonal. And you can hear the different sounds. So diagonal is kind of in the middle, in between. Horizontal is very quiet and subtle, and vertical is very aggressive and loud in comparison. So if I mix that up, I would be doing something like so. The dog wants to get into the shot. So again, some other techniques, especially with the nylon brushes, is something where you can double tap. You just tap on the brush and you get it to bounce. And you need to hold it really loosely to get it to bounce like that. So there are some techniques where you can play around with that. The other thing is, and the main thing I want to stress with these brushes, and this is the reason I always use brushes that have rubber around the edges, and I like wood brushes, is one of the main techniques I use with brushes, it's clacking on the side of the washboard. Now, if you're a snare drum player, you call that a rim shot. But I guess we'll call this a rail shot since it's a washboard. And this is one of the reasons why I put brass rails on the sides of the washboards. Is because after a while, I don't know how clear this is going to come out, but you'll see it'll start to splinter. Now you'll see this washboard is actually cracked here in the middle. And that's basically because at one point I was using wooden thimbles, which sounded really great with this big piece of rosewood here. But it was too much weight and pressure on the washboard, and it actually cracked it in half. So this washboard is probably going to end up being sold for display purposes in a restaurant or a bar or something like that. Or I might just keep it just for nostalgic reasons because I've been playing this for kind of a long time now. In any case, those are some techniques on the brushes. Again, the main one I would stress is clacking the sides of the brushes onto the washboard. Now you want to use the rubber part, not so much the wood part, just to kind of protect these rails, because these rails are only going to last so long. I've probably been playing this washboard for about 1.5 years now, and it's just the sides are just starting to kind of splinter right on the edges. So if I raked my finger real hard across here, I could draw some blood probably, just to give you an idea of how long it'll hold up. In any case, let me see. Another technique would be just playing it as normal and hitting it with different pressure. And what that does is it kind of flattens out the washboard when you hit it. So the whole thing flattens out and you kind of hit this whole surface area here. You notice I'm not hitting that in the middle. I'm hitting it off to the sides here, right? Again, if you're hitting it hard, you're going to destroy your washboard. So these techniques need to be done in a very subtle way with a light touch. And that just takes practice, and that comes with time. Any beginner drummer who wants to play real fast plays real hard. You notice little kids, when they play on a keyboard, they bang the heck out of the keyboard. That's kind of how it goes when you're first learning, right? So I would say if you're brand new to washboards, probably want to get a more inexpensive washboard and maybe like a bigger washboard. Now, if you're a tiny person, I'm 5'9.5", something like that, 5'9". And this is a small washboard, and it fits me really well. The big ones fit me well too, but for I'd say somebody smaller than 5'2", probably don't want to go with a big washboard. You're going to have a hard time wrapping your arms around it. In any case, love the brushes. Love the brushes. They're a must. In some cases, quite often, last night I played at a winery, and I was doing a lot of combo things with a brush and a glove where I would go. Or. So keep in mind, always change things up. Always think out of the box. Do what the music needs you to do. And with these different combinations of brushes, gloves, you can do some really cool things. So I hope that was helpful. Again, love it if you subscribe. If you want to like or share the video, that's great. And check out my awesome creations and a ton of information about washboards, how to play washboards, all about the process on boneyfingerwashboards.com. Have a great day. Have a great evening. Thank you, world. Take care.